Hi, I'm Kara. Welcome to Breaking Free Fridays, or welcome back if you've been following the series. Today I was inspired to talk about how to change your attitude. I mean, we've all had experiences where we've just been in a funk or just really down, struggling with our mindset, with how we're feeling, with our attitude in general. And so I have some top 10 ways actually to break free of those attitudes that are kind of lower in frequency, or just keeping us in kind of an unpleasant place. So the first one, and this is super powerful, but basically doing something physical that can change your mindset and your energy and your state of being almost instantly. And it doesn't have to be something extreme like a full workout or anything like that. I mean, you could just jump up and down for, a little bit, or, run in place, or, do the punching bag, or even the motion of, punching, or dance, or skip, or, something just to get your body in motion that releases a lot of really great chemicals and hormones, and it just puts us in a different pattern. So it helps shift us really quickly. And then another one is smiling. Like, actually, make yourself smile or laugh. And it can start out fake, like a fake laugh, and it is seriously contagious. And all of a sudden, you'll find yourself in a different place, in a more positive place, in a better mindset. So that's something that can shift things too. Because even just right now, try smiling and see, and see how different that feels than either having just a really neutral expression or even a frown. I mean, it automatically engages us in a different place. A third top way, this is really important, and this has to do with clearing ourselves. If you think about sometimes when we get in a really negative place, it may not actually be our own stuff. We can energetically take things on of other people and not realize that we've done that. And so one of the things that is super powerful is to take a moment and really clear yourself, like cleanse yourself, and make sure that you are centering in your own energy. And there are a lot of different tools for clearing and just cleansing and being in that state. But one really quick tool that I'll share that is a powerful intention that can shift the energy is just reinforcing these words and saying, I release and am free of any energy that belongs to anything or anyone other than myself. And then you can kind of like breathe that out and release. And you might feel like you want to do that multiple times in a row. And once you feel that shift, you'll realize the difference, and you'll be able to distinguish maybe what you were carrying that was someone else's versus your own energetic frequency and space. And then a fourth top way is prayer and connecting to spirit, or God, or the universe, higher consciousness, however that resonates for you and feels right for you. But the idea in this is that you're connecting to your creator, and that greater source of energy, that greater source of power and unconditional love, and something more than ourselves, with faith that the universe has your back, and that help is there, that we're never alone, that there is always support and guidance, and and connection, and we just have to be open to it. And so, bringing ourselves into a prayerful state, and having the faith that even in the way that we frame our prayer, it's like in gratitude that it's already happened. Thank you, God, for peace in this situation. Thank you for helping me see clearly, as though it's already happened. And then I always like to go back to this powerful phrase around, this too shall pass. That can be so reaffirming and comforting and encouraging, especially when we're in a space where we might be spiraling a bit. And then another option is to just do something you love. Take a moment and actually spend some time in engaging in a hobby, a passion, something that you really enjoy, that just feels great, and that brings your spirits up. Something that connects you to a soul enriching activity, not necessarily just a distraction, although those can be effective and have their place as well, but something that really feeds your soul, that feels nourishing to you on a deeper level. And then another one is gratitude and focus. And, we've talked a lot in different videos around the power of gratitude and focusing our mind in the direction that we want to create. But, when we're feeling down, that perspective shift can just be so incredibly helpful. And doing that with gratitude, or from a place of gratitude, is really empowering. And you can, go through favorite memories, incredibly important relationships to you, things that you love about, nature or experiences. It can be simple things that you're grateful for. But one of the things that I always encourage when you're doing a practice of gratitude is to really connect it into the feeling of gratitude that brings you to a place of joy, and that will shift you and shift you into a better attitude as well. When you feel that sensation and you're connecting to milestones, memories, dreams, things that bring you a sense of gratitude and thus joy, that automatically helps, shift us into a higher frequency, into a better mind state, into a higher frequency feeling. And then it's easy to have our focus be on something more empowering. And it can be an incremental shift in terms of that emotional frequency, but it's all about just making those little steps, right? And then another big one is, and this might sound a little bit strange, but I think it's important to note, we want to avoid a mask of positivity. And what I mean by that is we can get into a pattern where we just try to be positive all the time, but to the point where it's almost like we're pretending, and it's, it might be that we're presenting this, oh yeah, I'm fine, everything's fine, and yet underneath everything feels not fine at all. And it's almost like we're trying to convince ourselves of a different reality. And it's very powerful to be positive. So please know that I'm not dismissing that piece. But what's important to note is that we don't want to bypass the stuff that's underneath that maybe is holding us back from really authentically feeling positive. And so that's where you want to make sure that you are giving yourself space to move through more difficult emotions or subconscious or unconscious, patterns of thinking or beliefs that could be contributing to those mindsets that are more negative in nature, or, holding you back in some way or keeping you stuck in some way. Another piece is avoiding the trap of minimizing the great. You know, often we are taught in our society to downplay things, you know, be more modest, you know, don't toot our own horns, don't you know, make sure that you don't want to make other people feel bad by you know, talking about something that's great. But here's the truth. Showing examples of what's great, role modeling examples of being in great states, that is empowering, and that holds space for other people to know what's possible and to show up themselves as well. So it is truly a trap to minimize the great. To, for example, even something as simple as if you're feeling great, you're having a great day, and instead of acknowledging that, you just are like, oh, I'm okay. That is a form of minimizing the great. And the more we build on the great, the more great comes. So just, you know, keep that momentum going instead of the minimizing of what's really wonderful and beautiful. We want to keep wiring ourselves in the direction of how life is working out for us and how life is really wonderful and what we're grateful for. Another important tool for changing our attitude. This is super simple but incredibly powerful, and it connects to aromatherapy. You might think immediately of aromatherapy as essential oils, and that is incredibly powerful. I'm a huge proponent of essential oils. They have all sorts of magical properties to them, and different oils can help us release and process different emotions, and so that is incredibly helpful itself. But, you know, think about how powerful our sense of smell is and how much that can connect us to certain memories or beautiful relationships, things that actually take us to a different place. So if you have a favorite fragrance or scent, and it doesn't have to be an oil. It could be a candle, or like, you know, coffee or chocolate, or it could be anything that for you actually connects you to something really positive and that gives you a sense of joy or peace, and that is something that can actually shift things incredibly quickly. And lastly, you know, a 10th point that I wanted to make on how to change our attitude. Sometimes we can be in a place where our attitude is so tanked that we might try to draw on these tools and we are in just too low of a place to access them. And in those times, give yourself the grace of time. Like, take a break. You might even actually take a nap, like literally help your body to just like reset, and know that that's part of the journey too, and that is okay. Like, sometimes as we are on these journeys of empowerment and healing processes, there are you know, deep and intense emotions that our systems are inviting us and calling us to acknowledge and process out. And there are times that we may be in too deep of a negative place where we do need that grace. We do need increased capacity in our nervous system to be able to sustain higher levels of and more amounts of those great positive attitudes. And that comes with regular practice in our lifestyle over time. And so that's what brings me back to this point of giving yourself that grace of, you know, sometimes it's okay to just be in a shitty place and know that it will pass, and you will and keep going with your incredible empowering practices that you're doing on a regular basis, because over time those incremental steps will automatically put you in a place where your mindset overall lands in a more positive place. And so that's what's so beautiful about inner work and these journeys is just those breakthroughs and the greater sustainability of them over time as we continue these different practices. So here's to your next level of empowerment and another level of breakthroughs. I hope you have a great week, and if you've enjoyed this video, please comment or send a like and share with a loved one. I will see you soon.